What's up, all you beautiful bald guys out there? I'm Joe, here with Nicole.
Hey guys.
We're Scalp Logic, and today we're talking about why subtle scalp micropigmentation is not for everybody.
Yes.
Why isn't it for everybody?
I would say starting off, it's too light.
Right.
It's just too light.
If it's definitely, we hear that a lot.
Yep.
We hear that a lot with what we do. It's
Absolutely.
too light, it's too light. So let's break that down.
Yes.
So let me just say this quickly. If a guy, forget about hair loss, just shaves his head with a razor blade, similar to what I had shaved yesterday, full head of hair, no hair loss whatsoever, right? Blade shave all the way down, goes into certain settings, nightclub, the
Dark
beach,
restaurant.
really dark restaurant,
Yes.
or really bright lighting, like a beach, something like that. It's gonna look bald.
It's gonna look a lot lighter. It's not.
He has a hairline,
Exactly.
but he's gonna look like a bald guy.
Yes, he is.
Same rules apply to S&P.
Yes.
I don't understand why guys want to look like they have S&P. If your ink is dark enough where you can see ink in every light setting,
It's too dark.
it looks fake.
But
it looks
that's
like
our opinion. Again.
It's our opinion, but I think 99% of the world would agree it looks unnatural. It looks like something's going on in those light settings, right?
Correct.
Up close. If you scrutinize these treatments, if you're dark enough where you can see it in those settings, get it in good lighting, and I would be embarrassed as a guy to have that on my head. And again, that's a matter of opinion. Because you're right, there's a lot of guys that prefer that.
Yep.
A lot of guys that enjoy that.
Personally.
I definitely had that myself.
Definitely had that.
And I'll tell you, it wasn't all bad. It wasn't like I had to hide and everything, but in certain lightings, in certain settings, I knew I mean,
I would be on. I'll say this: when you bent down, it almost looked like you had like an M or like the Batman the little horns, like
the Batman horn. She's referring to in the corner area how it rode up, and you're just saying how straight and perfect it was.
Straight,
Mm-hmm.
and it looked like something was off.
Mm-hmm. And we're in 2023, so I got that removed in 2018. So from about 2012 to 2018, that's what I had on my head.
Correct.
And that speaks a lot to the industry standards, which we're trying to still kick up to this day. But yeah, you're right. I had it myself. A lot of different variations. Let's get into some pictures because the visual goes really well. Go ahead.
Absolutely. No, I completely agree. And I was going to say, in your perception, going to number 2, was that this is covering. This is great. I've got hair loss. It's covered now. I've got a hairline. I'm happy where I'm at.
Okay, so expectations you're talking about.
Yes,
So,
yes.
okay, number 2 then, expectations.
Correct.
I love this because man, guys take this in all different directions.
And it can go in all different directions.
It comes down to preference when
Yes,
you're talking
it
about expectations,
Yes, it
right?
does.
Depending where you live, what looks good.
Yep.
Your age, obviously. What you see on the internet,
Yes.
I'll tell you, marketing is a major influence into guys' expectations, what to expect.
Completely.
What do you think?
But I also think they have an image in their head how they're going to look, and it's almost like they're trying to kind of like pick a picture on the outside of like, okay, I think this is closer to the image that I have in my head, what I'm going to look like with this.
Absolutely. We're all just trying to find what looks good for us and move on with life, really.
That's really
when you
what
boil
it is.
it down. So
Absolutely.
a lot of different options, a lot of different preferences, a lot of different looks. When you go on the internet, to us, there's a lot of scary stuff.
Yes.
Sometimes that scary stuff is what's preferred
Yes.
by some people. I would say that's a younger look.
I would too. I would say, like, I don't know why, like, I always kind of look at it as like a daddy Yankee look, right? Like, kind of like the Boppy look, where
that poppy hairline. Yeah, definitely.
it looks a little bit more for youthful. It's in certain communities, and they love it, and it's okay, and that works for them.
I liked how you put it earlier before we started doing this video. Nicole said, we're trying to find examples so people will understand. There's a million different examples, but you said Pierce Brosnan?
Yeah, so like I always think of like Pierce Brosnan as like the gentleman, like the classy, like
So that'll be the subtle scalp micropigmentation.
Almost like his look, his vibe, who he is, like that classic gentleman, right?
Classy, sophisticated,
100%.
fit in all circles.
Yes.
I think your reputation, your everything's well refined.
Exactly.
Everything's well refined.
Correct.
And a guy like that, I think, would rather be bald before getting something that looks even one dot unnatural.
100%.
Would you agree?
Absolutely.
This is what we prefer.
Yes.
This is our preference as a bald guy myself.
And it's what we do for clients.
And
That's
this is
really
what
it
we
is.
cater to.
Yes.
And then the other side, again, a little extreme. You can call it 50 Cent. You can call it the Eminem.
Yes.
But that straighter, I want to look good at the club tonight or next weekend type of look. That's what we're calling a little younger mentality.
I would say that, and not necessarily thinking about what is this going to look like in 15, 20 years, right? That's not really a thought in their mind.
They're just in the now.
Yes.
They're just in the now.
It looks good right now. Let's get it done. Let's get it done as quick as possible.
Do we have some examples of that?
Yes, we absolutely do, for sure.
Okay, that's a great one. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, this is interesting. Because this is not we're trying to find pictures that aren't botch jobs. They're
Exactly.
not bad
They're
jobs.
not bad
Now, as we're
jobs.
always saying, this is an immediately after picture, so a lot of misleading information.
Yep.
You're not, what does this actually look like? It's anyone's guess. I can tell as an artist a lot of things. Maybe the blending is not so great, but okay, what's good and what's bad about this?
I mean, ideally, just looking at it, okay, it looks pretty good. I'm
The hairline flow's not
the
bad.
hairline flow's not too bad. It's not too pressed on. It doesn't look too stamped on, like we're speaking about. I would say, because of the distance between where I think his eyebrows would be and the actual hairline.
Okay, and so the third is it doesn't go on fast enough. It's not fast enough for people's likings.
Yes. So definitely we take our time. I mean, and this isn't like a selling point or anything. It's just we're working with your actual skin to make sure that it's going to sit there, but sit there naturally. So I think our objective is different. It's just a completely different mindset. It's not get you in, get you out. It's let's think of the future.
Yeah, to me, as an artist, this is kind of the fun part, but it can be a frustrating part as a business because,
100%.
I use like McDonald's as a business. Any business this applies to, right? McDonald's, they don't make the best hamburgers. They don't make the most artistic burgers, but they sell more than anybody because they're market, right?
And they're quick.
Same in Scalp micropigmentation. There's a lot of companies, a lot of artists that do a lot, especially people that have the inks attached to them, all these kind of things. But the truth is, it just takes time. To do this art right, everybody's custom, like you said.
Yes.
Each canvas, we have to switch up our style. We have to customize our approach to each person. Sometimes it's 2 sessions, sometimes it's 3.
As well as their lifestyle, something that people don't ever take into account. It's like if you're a guy that's regularly in the sun or you're constantly sweating, those are things that we have to take into account that's going to make the process different. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. And again, as an artist, my job, my aim, my goal is only to have that look as bold, as perfect as possible without ever going too deep, which is so hard to do.
That's
without going too deep, because
Yes.
we're injecting ink into a live organism, aren't we? Right? It's skin, it's alive, it's going to do things, it's going to move, it's going to want to go deeper, it's going to want to push it out. All these things are happening, right? So it's easier said than done, and it takes a lot of time and patience. And I'll reference any art form in the world. If you want to do sculpture out of clay, out of bronze, if you want to do a painting, it doesn't matter. The more layers, the more artistic, the more elegant, the higher level of standard it will be.
It's your time. It's not going in there and let me complete this as quick as possible. This is art, and you're taking on that approach with it.
Yeah, so for some people, this is what they want. They want the best at all costs.
Yep.
And for other people, like, hey man, I just want to get back to work on the weekend. I got a couple of days off. And again,
there's something for everybody. That's what's so cool about it.
That's
and there's enough bald guys in the world for absolutely every single artist. That's really the truth.
Yeah, that's a different topic, but 100%, I would agree with that. There's plenty of bald guys out there everywhere.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching, and let us know what you think. And you know what? Just because subtle pigmentation isn't for you, or it is for you, what's really cool is you can do your research and really see what actually speaks